As you probably know by now, it's Christian, it's Jake, we are CJ Tanks. Let's get it rolling. Alright, what's going on, guys? Gonna talk about my community tank a little bit again today, as I always do. I got a couple new pickups today. I got some new baby cherry barbs. They are looking really healthy. I got them from the place I always go to. I had that one big, really pretty male in here. Gonna try to get a good shot of him if I can. He's doing really well, but I wanted to get him some buddies, so I got 3 little other cherry barbs. They're really social fish, so I wanted to pick up a few more for him. I just got them earlier today. They're eating well, so I was excited about that. You never know how they're gonna do with water changes and everything like that. So they're eating well. The difference you can tell when between males and females is the males will be a little bit more slender and they'll be darker red, and then the females will be a tiny bit smaller and they have like a more plump stomach area. So these little guys are too young to tell, but soon enough I'll be able to sex them. They're pretty easy to breed in captivity, so I'm gonna see what I can do with that. I'm really interested in trying to breed different kinds of fish like that. So I'm kind of gonna see if I can get that to work out for these guys. They grow to be about 2 inches. That's pretty max for them. It's rare for them to get any bigger than that. They're doing really well in this tank so far. They like it to be heavily planted. They like lots of hiding places, but enough room to swim. So this tank is doing really well for them. They like it. In the wild, they will be omnivores, so they would eat algae and different invertebrates like that in the wild. And I keep this tank at 78 degrees for them, and they seem to be doing really well. I've had that cherry barb back there for like 6 months now, I think, and he's grown really well. He eats really well. I actually put in some flakes and bloodworms for them earlier. That's their primary diet. I think I'm going to try out brine shrimp pretty soon here, but I haven't done that yet. But that's supposed to be really popular, so I'll try that out for them later on. I also wanted to talk about my clown loaches a little bit. I've had these guys for maybe about 4 months now. I just have 2 in here. They're really social, so they are really buddy with each other. Interesting fact about these guys is, unlike other fish that seem to school or shoal, whatever you want to say about it, they tend to stay with the same size fish. These guys will shoal no matter what size they are. So you can have like a foot long one of these with like one that's a couple inches long, just because they're really social like that. It's really weird. I've never seen anything like that before. These guys can grow up to 18 inches. It's normal for them to grow to about 10 inches in captivity. So this tank, they are definitely gonna outgrow this tank. I have a couple different options for them. If they get too big, I can bring them back. I have a bigger tank, so no worries with them. But they are really slow growing for the most part. They go pretty fast up to 5 inches, and then once they get to 5 inches, it'll take them years to get to their full growth. They're doing really well. Really interesting fish. Actually, they have some really weird behavior I didn't really know about at first. But one day I came in here and they were just laying on their sides underneath one of the little fixtures I have in here, and I was like really kind of freaking out about it. So I looked it up, and that's just how they rest. They just rest on their sides, laying on the sides on the bottom of the tank. So it's completely fine. If you see them doing that, don't worry about it. Definitely don't try to medicate them or get them to move or anything like that, because they're just chilling out, and that's how they relax. I really like these fish. Really interesting. These guys are really active, which is a good health sign for them. So they tend to be shy fish. I haven't really noticed that with mine. I mean, as you can see, we're right next to them, up in their face, and they are having no problem searching for food, doing their thing. These guys eat a lot of the flakes. I put in some of the veggie rounds for them, and they go crazy for those. They've also been known to eat a lot of like little snails. I haven't tried that yet, but I might give that a try. That seems like that would be a pretty interesting thing to watch them do. These guys average about 10 years of life, but people have recorded them to live like 30 years. So they're a really interesting fish. They're very susceptible to water changes, and like if your water quality drops, that'll probably be the first fish you lose is your clown loaches. So I try to keep this really clean. I do weekly water changes if I get the chance. Every other week for sure. I never go farther than that. But yeah, those guys are doing really good. And we're gonna move on to a couple other things. I actually wanted to, maybe in a couple weeks here, I think I was gonna change this whole plant, or this whole thing to live plants. I haven't really attempted that in my small tank other than the little bamboo back there, but I just love the look of it. It helps the fish. It's good for the nitrates in the water and everything like that. So that'll definitely be a video coming out soon enough. I don't have too much experience with that, but we know a lot about the plants at this point. We read up on them, so that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited for that. Alright guys, we're over here at the 75-gallon turtles tank. I picked up some new platies last week. They're either gold twin bar platies or tiger ruby platies. If you guys know specifically, let me know. That'll just help me out with care and things like that, but they're so beautiful, albino kind of fish. I also have the red wag in here, red wag platy. His mate, Helen, is out in the maternity tank. She's been pregnant for about a week and a half now. Alright guys, so I was talking about this red wag platy the other day, how she's pregnant. So I moved her in, she's getting really big, so I moved her into this little breeder tank. It's a 5.5 gallon. So it's just her in there right now. But she's, like I said, she's getting really large, so I'm expecting her to have her babies any night now. This is only my second try with live bears. I had black mollies and they had babies that did really well. So I want to get some really pretty babies out of her. I put these little fake plants. They're just floating in there because once the fry come out, they'll feel safe in there, and it'll also make her feel more comfortable. So that should help her with de-stress as she's laying. So we're excited. So I have her by herself. He's still doing well. I'm sure he misses her, but that's okay. He'll get over it. So yeah, these guys are all schooling, live bearing fish. Really interesting. I don't know. They're pretty generic in the pet trade. A lot of people have them, but I still really enjoy these guys. I want to talk about Walter for a second. Actually, both of them up there, Walter and Gus. Walter is the painted turtle, Jake's turtle. He's growing really well already. He eats really well. He suns regularly, basks in the light. Really quick swimmer at this point, yeah, but he's growing up really fast. I'm gonna start measuring them, probably bi-weekly, either bi-weekly or monthly, just to keep a track of how they grow. Because I'm just really interested in these guys. But his shell is already getting way bigger. It's impressive. He's really pretty. Gus is really personable at this point. You can probably see him looking at the camera right now. Whenever we come in here, he's up to the glass. He wants some food. He wants me to throw a veggie around in there. Whatever. Really interesting. You can see here he comes now. He's coming to look at us. Really funny guy. Walter is a little bit more shy. We're working on him. We try to handle him every other day, if not every day. But he's, yeah, definitely a little more shy. That might just be him as a species, I'm not sure. But I'm sure as he'll figure out that we mean food, and then he'll come in here and see us as soon as he can. I don't know. We're working on him though. But like I said, he's growing. He's really healthy, so no issues there. And I think I said a couple weeks ago, as far as compatibility, we were going to keep an eye on those guys. They're doing really well together. They're definitely buddies. They swim around together. They usually sleep in the same location. They can bask together. There's no territory issues, anything like that. So far, so good with that. What else did I want to talk about in here? All the Corys are doing really well, except for one of my albino Corys. His name was Queener. Gus got a good bite on his tail and took him out, so. We lost one of the albino Corys. The other one I put in this tank over here, the little tank. So that's Queener 2.0. The other albino, you can see he got nipped on the tail a little bit, so we like to put them in this tank for like a hold tank, kind of a regrowth tank, just because it's really peaceful. The goldfish don't bother him, the pleco doesn't bother him, nothing like that. We got a bunch of new live plants earlier today, so Jake's been reading up on those. He planted them He's really into the plants, so he's going to talk about them a little bit for us. And we'll see what he has to say.
Alright, what's up guys, it's Jake. I'm going to talk about all our new live plants that we got. Some are new, some we've had for a couple weeks now. Me and Christian love the live plants. They have many benefits to them. They have some cons, but the pros definitely outweigh the cons when it comes to live plants. First thing I love about them is if you get like the artificial plants that are made out of plastic, they are very sharp and hard, and that can actually injure your fish. We still have one back there, but the turtles love sitting on it, so we're leaving that one. But all the live plants, they're really soft. They're not gonna injure the fish or our turtles when they swim through them, which is really nice. The other thing is plants that are gonna produce oxygen in the water, so we don't need to worry about having like a bubbler going to get keep the oxygen levels up. The plants already do that when they go through photosynthesis, which is really nice. Keeps all the oxygen levels up in the water. Another thing is all the waste that comes, all the fish waste, all the turtle waste, actually has ammonia and nitrates in it, and the plants actually absorb all of the ammonia. They take that in, and then there's other just bacteria that's in our tank and other tanks that absorbs all the nitrite. So the plants take all the ammonia out, and that keeps it really safe for all our other fish. And then the nitrites, when it's absorbed by the bacteria, it turns that into nitrates. And nitrates aren't good for your fish either, but they won't be as harmful as quickly as the nitrites and ammonia. So you want to just watch the nitrate levels in your tanks. By doing that, just doing like water changes every week really helps with that. You want to keep it between 0 and 50 parts per million for your nitrates. Anything above 50 can really cause your fish to get sick and like lose coloration and just kind of getting to act really weird, which isn't good. So a 0 parts per million for nitrates is usually recommended. Hang on, I have more. Okay. When it comes to filtration, if some of you guys are thinking about getting a tank and you're thinking about what tank to get, there's like 3 main types of filtration you can get. There's mechanical, which is what we have running in the back there. There's chemical, and there's biological. So mechanical is just filtering out like the big particles of stuff that you can see floating around in your tank. Chemical is going to be like activated carbon and stuff. It pulls out some of the other chemicals in the water to keep those levels down. And then biological is going to be like the healthy bacteria that helps keep all the levels at a good level in your tank. So right now we only have mechanical running on this tank, but the plants actually act as the chemical filtration and the biological filtration, so we don't have to worry about doing like a canister filter or anything like that. The plants just kind of cycle through the chemicals that are released from the waste, and they cycle through that and just keep all the levels where they need to be and keep the water level really good, which is nice. Alright guys, we picked up some new plants today. We still have the moneywort, which we've had for a couple of weeks. We still have that in here. We just moved it to the other side of the tank. This small one down here, the one that looks like bamboo, is a white and green sandy. Don't really know how big it gets, but it looks really cool. I threw one in my goldfish tank as well, and it really pulls together the whole SpongeBob theme I'm going for in there. So that one's new. This Ludwigia, which is the red one in the middle, that one we've had for a couple weeks as well. And then the 2 up here in the front and the 2 taller ones in the back, we picked those up. Those are new from today. We have no idea what those ones are. So if any of you guys know what they are, please let us know. That'd be really helpful, because we try to look them up and we can't really get a definite answer. There's a couple we think they are, but we don't know which ones they are for sure. Another thing we did is we moved the UVB light over here, which helps get all the UVB rays not only to the live plants, but also the turtles when they are swimming around. So not only when they're basking, but when they're swimming underwater or eating, it's really good for them. The UVB is really good for their shell. It gives them a lot of like good nutrients to help them grow and stuff. It helps them from like keeping it from drying out and stuff like that. So I like that it's over the water now, so when they bath, that's not the only time they're getting the UVB lights. They're getting it whenever they're swimming around. Yep.
Alright guys, thanks for watching another episode of CJ Tanks. Let us know how we're doing. I want to shout out to my buddy Sashimi Whiskey, or Jimmy.
Oh!
He loves the dabbing. He really helped us get started. He shouted me out in a couple videos. Really cool guy, has great advice. Check out his channel. He's doing big things over there. Let us know how we're doing with our videos. Let us know anything you think we could do better. Anything you like, comment. We love feedback for sure. So thanks for watching again, and we'll see you next week.